Welcome in, everybody, to the WJLX Crawfish Warehouse Coaches Show here live from Crawfish Warehouse, downtown Jasper. Brian Hill along with James Phillips. JB, it's hard to believe, but we just have a few more weeks of football left during the regular season, and then we're off to playoffs. And unfortunately, some of our teams are going to make it, and some are going to be out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if there's going to be many that make it, but, you know, we're right here. This is going to be probably the most important week when it comes to people who still have a chance to make the playoffs and people who have a chance to host a playoff game.
That's correct. And as we're taking a look throughout the scores in the 1-1 area, last week, unfortunately, you can elaborate on this. The Jasper Vikings went down. It was Muscle Shoals number 3, 34, Jasper 15, but a lot of people don't understand this. Muscle Shoals had given up 19 points on the year. Jasper scores 15. They were leading at halftime. This was the biggest competition that Muscle Shoals had faced all year long.
Oh, definitely so. I mean, Jasper was very impressive in the first half. They came out ready to play, and that's a team that they upset last year. So you knew Muscle Shoals wanted this one, and it wasn't going to be a team that they were overlooking.
That's right.
And so they come in, they go up. Jasper goes up 15-14 at halftime. And as you said, Muscle Shoals had only given up 19 points the entire season, and over the 3 games before that Jasper game, they had given up 0. So that Muscle Shoals defense is really good, and it's like they woke up at halftime. And in the second half, they shut Jasper out. The defense scored once for them in the second half, and their offense scored one time. But, I mean, that's the way it went. And I think Jasper opened some eyes there. And now you go into this week where it's going to be a game where it's going to be for number 2 in the region.
And that one, luckily, is at Cairo. We don't have to travel for that one.
And Jasper still has a chance to win the region, too.
They do.
Because Hartselle still has to play Muscle Shoals. So if Jasper beats Hartselle, Hartselle can beat Muscle Shoals, then you got a 3-way tie at the top.
The victory that I know and also our guest made you very happy, it was your Dora Bulldogs 33, Cordova 32. Mike Maddox, by the way, was our player of the game for the Vikings. Jacoby Foster for Dora, and Dora has just seemed to catch that momentum train.
Yeah, they really have. Since the Jasper game, that's what Coach Chavis Williams is here tonight, and when I walked in, we talked for a second, and that's what I told him. I said, you could see it in the Jasper game. Like, things were clicking, and things started moving in the right direction, and they played so tough in that game. And then since then, they've been on a roll. They've had our county player of the week for 3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks, yeah. Same player twice in a row.
And picked up their first 2 wins of the season and are playing really well right now.
Well, that's, by the way, our game of the week this week on WJBE is them and Curry. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Unfortunately, some of these didn't go our way. Winfield 32, Oakman 10, Fayette County 67, Curry 16. Marion County beat Lynn 42-34. That was a big shocker. Phil Campbell, 56, Carbon Hill, 12, and Addison just shows that they're playing on a different level. They beat Meek, 61-22.
Yeah, Addison really rolling up there. The only real surprise out of those was Lynn losing to Marion County. I really thought Lynn would handle them. And then Oakman played well. Again, I think they played really strong for a half with Winfield, but just did not have the horses to keep up with Winfield.
All too true. Let's skip on into this week's game. We'll run through these really quickly before we bring our guest on. Obviously, it's on the flagship station. They're even having game day at 5 o'clock again.
That's right. We'll have the WJLX game day for the second time, and it's going to be Patrick Hanna and Nick Norris over there at 5 o'clock. They're going to have they said they've already got planned. The cheerleaders are going to be on. Dance line will be on. Several people they've got lined up as guests before they sent it over to Woody and I in the box. And then he told me, I hope this isn't a surprise because he told me about it, they're going to be firing the cannon. So they're letting Patrick and Nick fire the cannon to send it to us. So hopefully nobody blows up.
I'm glad I'm not going to be there for that one.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Hartselle, which is 7-0, 4-0 at Jasper, 6-1, 3-1. Hartselle coming in at number 4. Our game on WJBE will be Dora, 2-6, 2-3 at Curry, 2-6, 1-4. Carbon Hill, 1-6, 1-4 at Midfield, 2-5, 1-4. Fultondale, 2-5, 2-3 will take on Cordova, 2-5 and 1-4. Oakman, where they've got their next challenge, and this is a potential playoff clincher right here, and that's 2-5, 2-3 at Vinemont, 6-2 but undefeated in their region. Meek, 4-3, 3-2 at Cherokee, 1-7, 1-4. Hubbardsville, number 6, 7-0, 5-0 at Lynn, 4-4, 4-1. Darktown, 1-6, 0-0, 0-3 at Winston County, 3-4, 1-2. I failed to reminisce this. Addison at Vinemont. I think that's going to be a massacre.
I don't think we even have to talk about that one.
No.
But, I think the game that jumps out is definitely going to be Dora and Curry.
Mm-hmm.
If this was 4 weeks ago, I might be saying, Curry could get this one. But now the way that the two teams have kind of swapped, I think this is Dora's game. At least as a Bulldog fan, I hope so, and as a Bulldog grad, I hope so.
Well,
and then if you could skip down to Oakman and Vinemont, that's typically probably every year before now, I would say Oakman's going to win that game, but Vinemont has looked really good
at home.
Yeah, they're at home. Yeah,
but this is the big thing that we want to look into, and James, you were just saying it. The progression with Dora from the beginning of the year has just been extraordinary. And I'm not just talking about their line. I'm talking quarterbacks, the wide receivers are playing real good. This is a Dora team that's really starting to pick it up.
Well, and sometimes I think it just takes a little time for a team to gel, and plus they played a really tough schedule over those first 6 games. It was a really tough schedule.
It is. It definitely is. Well, James, speaking of Dora, we'll have them up in just a moment. Head coach Chavis Williams and his offensive coordinator, Coach Mack, will be joining us. But right now, let's step away for a little break. We'll be back here at WJLX, the Crawfish Warehouse Coaches Show. Welcome back, everybody, to WJLX's presentation of the Walker County Coaches Show, live here at Crawfish Warehouse. Now, joining us, the Dora Bulldogs. I really didn't mean to say that, but the Dora Bulldogs have Coach Chavis Williams and his offensive coordinator, Mac Jones. Is that the easiest way for me to say it, just Mac Jones?
Way. I got several nicknames, but that's definitely probably the mainstay.
Well, guys, I tell you what, when we had you here on before, Coach Williams, you guys were looking to establish momentum with that Jasper game, and since then, my goodness, you guys have really been on a roll, and I see just progression across the board from the offensive line to your wide receivers, your defense. Even your quarterback, Davis, has been showing it. What can you say about the progression?
I just think guys just stuck with the plan and, finally stuff started falling our way. The ball started bouncing our way a little bit. And, we played a tough schedule from game one on. So maybe those opponents at the beginning of the year were a little bit more experienced than we were. We lost some special players from a year ago. But, this next group up, I thought that they have done a good job of adjusting and getting better each week. The results didn't show it. And we just kept telling them we're not a result-oriented team. It's about the process, what everybody talks about, of just getting better every week. And, once you get that first victory up underneath you and, the confidence level goes back up and the coaches have done a tremendous job. My assistant coaches, I can't brag on them enough. They have done a tremendous job of just going to work every day, of trying to get these guys the mental edge that they need to go into games each week to have a chance to win. But I think the biggest thing is guys just fighting hard and playing for each other. And, we saw it in the Jasper, and we don't hide nothing from our players. I don't have Facebook myself, but, small communities, people talk. There were talks about the game was going to be 109-0, things like that. And, when those guys see that, they just got to check themselves and look themselves in the mirror and just, are we going to get embarrassed like that? Or are we going to come out and fight and give it our best shot? And I think Jasper can say the same, which I'm not into more victories. They did a good job of winning the game. But for our guys, I think the belief started there. And the second half, we really, got after them a little bit. And, you can just sense it, our players he'll tell you, they're goofy all the time and for a lot of times. And, for them to stand up and get out of their comfort zone after that game and, say that, hey, we got good ball left to play at, that was promising too. So I think that's what you're seeing right now, just guys just believing more. Same kids we've had all year, they're just believing a little bit more now.
When Chanel made that interception there at the end of the game, how crazy was it on the sideline?
I think I about pulled the hamstring. But man, just know the kid, Evan. He's finally getting to be in his own. And Coach Jones will tell you, I'm hard and stern on all of them, but really him because he has some potential and he's a big kid, just a sophomore, and being Cade's younger brother, I know he's tired of hearing about how good Cade is, which Cade is great. Cade's a Division I football player right now, but this is about Evan Chanel, but. We used to joke around about, I remember when he was in middle school when he first came, I told him, I said, you're going to have to play defense one day. You can't play offense all along. But just to see him make that play at that stage in the game was man, it was something to see.
Well, Coach Mack, we'll turn to you. Past 2 weeks have been an absolute offensive firecracker for you guys. I know you've seen the progression. Just talk a little bit about it from not only offensive coordinator standpoint, but just coaching in general.
Yes, sir. I would say all year long we've been teetering on that line between being pretty explosive and not. And the main thing that's got us early in the season was we just weren't finishing drives in the red area, and our execution, play calling, all that can really affect it. So on the scoreboard, if you don't finish in the red area, you're not going to have any much success. In the last few weeks, we've always made a big emphasis on finishing drives. Like, if it gets to 15 plays, it's just got to get to 15 plays, whatever it takes to get in the paint. And whenever you get in that red area, you got to turn on a different mode. And you got to be real precise in your execution. And I just think in the last 2 weeks, we finally started clicking. And the thing about I'm most proud of them is their togetherness has never wavered. I mean, every football season is going to have darkness here or there, and you don't know when it's going to come. And you can't choose you don't get to choose your test, but you do get to choose your answer. And I am proud of them for staying together, and I think they stayed together, and eventually the results were going to come. And I think you've seen that the last 2 weeks.
I'm going to let you both sound off on this one, but your offensive line from what I saw against Haleyville, and obviously they had to have been doing the job against Cordova, is just doing a stand-up. What's your assessment?
I think they've been tremendous. They've been kind of the big men of the team, the leaders on offense, and what a group of personalities, but different personalities. But they're fun to be around, and they come back for another year. But just seeing them and what they're asked to do, because it's not a secret, man. We run the ball predominantly, so we're going to have loaded boxes, people closer to the line of scrimmage, and they never panic. They just go out and do their job, and they're happy for each other, and no selfishness there, and they don't care about whose name's in the paper. They just go out and do the work. They got a little nastiness to them, too, that you expect out of an offensive line, which we do like, Coach Young.
Yeah, I'm really proud of those guys. It's a same nucleus as last year with a few parts interchanged, and they've been a pretty good group ever since they were in 9th grade. Most of them are 11th graders now. And they've been true to themselves and tough, like Coach Williams said. And we've almost ran for 5,000 yards in the last 18 games, and so that's no easy feat. And especially, like you said, you see 11-man boxes and stuff. So they really go out there and earn their yardage. So it's really just a test of them and how they've progressed as players since they've been in high school, and a test to Coach Williams and Coach Henderson for developing them over the last few seasons.
Well, guys, one thing that I thought that stood out really good, now I saw this against Haleyville, but your quarterback has made a tremendous strides. I saw some great passes out of him, and I know obviously it's not perfection, but compared to what it was at the beginning of the year, he looks so much better.
Yeah, and when he do throw a touchdown pass, I can imagine that probably 70% of the people that wearing blue and gold like, why haven't they been passing the ball all year? But it comes with Ashton. He has done a good job. He started out. We had to change our identity a little bit. Going into the year, we thought one thing. Coach Jones and offensive staff have done a tremendous job of adjusting. So we've kind of went to I look more than we were the single wing. So there are more opportunities to throw the ball, and he's done a good job of taking what the defense has presented in front of him, and our execution in the last 2 weeks has been good. I think it's the first time in 2 games we've had back-to-back games with a passing touchdown in 2 years. So just hopefully he just keeps getting better. But great young man, comes from a good family, and the sky's the limit for him.
Well, what's really interesting now is, guys, basically the road's completely open where y'all control your own destiny. You went out here, y'all got a playoff spot. And obviously I know that's one game at a time, but I know that's got to be part of the momentum that you guys are still firmly in that playoff race.
Yes, we try to take it a game at a time. We put ourselves in a situation with how we handled the game early in the year. With, I guess, the football guys saying we ain't done yet. We just got to play each game at a time, and we got a really tough opponent coming up this week. I know people can say what they want to, but got a lot of respect for Jace Cordell. He's a Blue Devil at heart, but he's Curry's head coach. But he's that tough mindset, and I know of anybody of going somewhere and changing the culture, and he's done a great job of that. And you've seen on film where they, the final product, the final score does not define how the game really went. And they've played with everybody on their schedule at some point in the game, and I can imagine that he knows what's at stake for his, just like us. If you want to play postseason, we don't hide them from our kids neither. He's telling them the same thing. You want it to be where it's a mix-up at the end of the year. So he's trying to get a win, too, to where he can have potential playoff chances. And playing at Curry, you think their kid's going to be more confident going into the game. And I'm telling you, this is not one of those games to where it's been in the past. We're going to have to go out and execute at a high level. It's the 9th game of the year. There's no secrets. So we're going to have to really execute at a high level. So we're really approaching this game like it should be approached, and that's to play a quality opponent with great coaching, and probably going to be a great atmosphere Friday night in Curry, Alabama.
Well, I'm going to let our resident Dora Bulldog, you got any questions for Coach and Matt?
Why did y'all wait till the 6th, 7th game of the year to start throwing the ball? No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. The game against Cordova, that's got to be a special win for you. And anytime you've shut out their chances for a playoff spot now, and now you go to another rival and you got a chance to kind of shut out their chances of a playoff spot, and you all still have a chance at a playoff spot. So I'm sure that's got to feel good going into this one.
Actually, all of us still have a chance.
Some
depending on how it falls. But yes, it's for the community of Dora. It's always good to beat them. I was actually told a story about Tony Hedrick was a good supporter of Bulldogs. His dad and one of his friends from Cordova made wagers on the game back in the day. So you hear about those kind of things and the history of it. And somebody told me that I think it's 50-2 now in the rivalry.
Now.
So it's been Cordova has had their share of really good football teams in the history of Cordova. If you look at Walker County football, Cordova is it.
Right.
Cordova and Parish is best teams over the years, but it felt good for the boys to see them. First of all, we got ourselves in a hole. We turned the ball over 3 times. We threw a pick 6, but we got to stop inside the 1-yard line before halftime. I thought that was big. I thought we got down 18-6 through a 102-yard interception, which the kid made a great play on it, and we got down 18-6, and and I told the guys that, in years past, we probably would have lost that game because we went. Some groups did not handle the situation well enough, but them guys just kept competing from the next kickoff all the way. We scored like in 2 plays, and a football coach will tell you the worst lead in football is a 2-score lead because you're just about to get comfortable the way you think you can, lay off, but they score 1 time. It's a 1-possession football game, and we went into it to that, and we just told just get it to the 4th quarter, and Evan made a tremendous play, and they missed the PAT, and we kind of got a first down and ran the clock out. But great win, great team win. We celebrated for 48 hours, but all of our focus is on Curry, Yellow Jackets.
And now you can't shake the Blue Devils though, because you got a Blue Devil leading the Yellow Jackets, and he's wanting to beat you just as bad as ever.
Yeah, Coach Cordell, man, he's a good one.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure when he played Cordova, he wanted to beat their tails, and he playing the Dora Bulldogs this week, so he's a Curry Yellow Jacket. He wanted to beat the Bulldogs.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Coach Mack, how has it been? You've been at Dora now for what, 2 years?
3 seasons.
3 seasons now. How's it been just seeing the progression of the team this year and bouncing back the way that they have?
It's been really fun, especially knowing some of the kids for 3 years, or obviously I've known all of them for 3 years that are there now. I see them some of them when they were in 9th and 10th grade, and they were young puppies, immature, and you make you want to snatch your head off. And then see them grow and see them get experience on Fridays and really learn in those times of trouble and find their way through it. And I think that's kind of why we came back last week too, is I always tell them, I've told them since I've been there, you just got to own the moment and ignore the noise, and it's just keep going. And then last week, unlike previous times where I've seen panic and distraught and couldn't shake it, last week we went down 18-6, and we're right back in the huddle on offense, and it was just clear eyes, and they were just ready to go again because they knew they can fight their way through like they have all season long and overcome some things. So I was really proud of them in that aspect as well. They made the plays to win the game. So
before we cut away, there's one question that I've got to ask. Coach, you know what week it is.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you were undefeated against Tennessee, weren't you?
Yep, got real estate in Tennessee.
Yeah. And you saw, of course, the block that Cody made, and you were all there for that. You've had your own memories of Tennessee, and just talk a little bit about when you see that game, what does it bring you back memory-wise?
Well, just the domination that we had and during that time, which is a really big game. A lot of fans come out, and, I don't know really. You got to win a couple for it to be a rivalry. That's what I used to say. Which former players before me, it was kind of like tight. But during the time I was there and after, it was kind of one-sided. But they have done a great job of hiring the right people, and they have made it back to where it's unpredictable. And it's going to be a tough challenge for both squads. But I like Alabama at home in this one. I think they kind of turned the corner. You know, look at them. I'm a fan now, but looking at them, you can see that, you know, they play with more edge, more aggressive approach each week, and finding out how to win games ugly. So I think it'll be a great game.
Speaking of ugly, what about that orange they wear?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's
How much do you hate Tennessee?
a lot.
He
If
was
I
cheering
can
for
go
him last
north, I would bypass Tennessee.
Right.
Well, guys, best of luck tomorrow night. We're, of course, going to be broadcasting the game. Looking forward to it. And, of course, best of luck on the rest of the season as well. So thank y'all so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Go Dogs.
That's going to wrap us up for tonight. We're going to cut away for just a few moments with a commercial break, and then we'll be back with the Coach David Reeves Show. Thanks once again for the Dora Bulldogs for joining us, Coach Chavis Williams and Coach Mac Jones. We will be right back after a short break.
And welcome back to the Crawfish Warehouse. James Phillips and Brian Hale here, and it's time for the David Reeves Show, coach of the Jasper Vikings. Coach Reeves joins us with his defensive coordinator,
Dusty Good. Yes. Glad to have Coach Good here tonight.
This is Coach Good's second year on the staff, is that right?
Second year, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Y'all come in off the first loss of the season against Muscle Shoals.
Right.
A tale of two halves up there.
Yeah, I thought our guys played really hard. I was really proud of them, Big game. They rose to the occasion. We're playing really good. I had a tough break go against us. and we kept playing, but I thought our intensity dropped a little bit at that moment. It was a 2015 ball game, and we got to get better. We got to learn to play through that and learn to keep on going. My hat's off to Muscle Shoals. They've got an outstanding team. Congratulations to them and their staff. But I'm really proud of our players and our coaches. I thought the plan was great. We just got to get better.
Well, and their defense, that's all anybody talked about coming into that game. They'd only given up 19 points on the year. They had 3 straight shutouts. And then you guys kind of took it to them early and picked up 15 points.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it always happens in a big game. We left stuff on the field. In special teams, we left stuff on the field. Defensively, we left stuff on the field offensively. And that's, when you get back and you go look at it and you go, oh, man. And so it's a great learning experience for our players to go back and look at that tape and be around these coaches and stuff. And we've just got to continue to grow from that experience.
It's probably like every game. If you look, you can find 2 to 3 plays. If you changed it, it completely changes that game.
Yeah, no doubt. We were down, I think left a couple of touchdowns on the board. I think defensively we had an opportunity for a pick that wound up being a big throw down our sideline. I think we had a fourth down chance for an opportunity to get off the field. Left a couple of points for sure. On the field special teams wise. So, it's just learning experience for our guys, and we'll just go, we've been back to the drawing board and trying to work really hard because it doesn't get any easier this week.
No, it keeps going.
Yeah, you go number 3 team one week and a number 4 team in the state next week. So,
right.
But we're excited. We're excited about the challenge. Our players are looking forward to it. So,
now, Coach Good, what can you say about your defense so far this season? That's been something that people have talked about all year, is how this defense hustles and gets to the ball. And, they tackle people like crazy.
They do. We got a great group of kids to work with and a great coaching staff. Coach did a good job of putting this coaching staff together. We got Coach Wilder works with the linebackers and Coach Harding with the back end. And also Coach Oliver and Coach Mercer. And Coach Stacks works with the defensive front. And also got one of the best linebackers coaches in the state. But
I paid him to say that.
Right.
But no, it's a team effort, and we all get along. And like I said, we got a good group of kids who play hard and get after it. And to be honest, they don't really have a choice to. But to do that. But I'm awful proud of them. But we still got a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah, every game you guys have looked strong, but there's always something that can be better, I know.
Oh, yes, sir. Playing, especially nowadays, me and Coach talks all the time, it's hard to stop people with all the stuff they can do offensively, all the motions and shifts and the RPOs and stuff. It's really tough. But anyway, every time we play on a Friday night, I like our chances.
Right. And for people that don't know, you're a former head coach in the county here and then also at Mortimer Jordan. And I know that's got to be good for you to have another head coach on the staff. And y'all have got a couple out there.
Yeah, Coach just mentioned it. I'm so fortunate to have Coach Good on the staff and Coach Smothers and the head coaching experience that he brings. And Coach Wilder brings a lot of years of experience, and but even the guys that hadn't been head coaches yet, because there's a bunch of good ones, with Coach Houghton and whatnot, and Coach Harding and all those guys up there. Coach Pro has been doing it a little bit. There's a lot of experience, a lot of games coached. I always forget somebody. I've got to go around the office.
Right.
To make sure I'm in, but all those guys, I'm so blessed, and our players are so blessed, and the community of Jasper is blessed to have these guys working with our young people.
And is that what you should get the biggest pat on the back for, is putting these guys together?
Man, it was a miracle. I pulled that one out of the air somehow to get that done. But yeah, there's no doubt. That's I just sit back and let those guys go, and they do a great job.
And they don't have too many egos to sort out or anything, right?
Boy, it's so great. It's so great in our office. It's always, when it's time to work, there's a whole office full of guys that work, and when it's time to joke and put that aside, you know, there's a lot of good times.
How have you enjoyed your experience at Jasper so far?
Man, I have loved it. You know, when I got out, you know, I retired in May of last year, I guess, or the year before, and I thought it was done, you know, and Coach Jordan, our AD, called, and me and Coach had a relationship from before him being at UAB and recruiting our players over there, and so, but now I get to coach again, and Coach probably tell you, as a head coach, you kind of got to delegate, and you got to trust a lot of folks, and you really don't get to do the true ball coaching, and so that's one part that I have really enjoyed these past 2 years.
Well, and you and Coach Houghton have a good relationship because you guys both were at Mortimer Jordan together.
Yes, sir. I hired Coach Houghton over there. I don't know what year it was. I guess 23, and so he was over there with me for 2 years. But I knew him from Cordova, and I'm friends with Based. When Based was over there, Houghton was a player for Based, and so I've known Houghton for a long time. Like Coach said, he's going to have a chance to be his own head coach one day, but I hope he stays at Jasper a long time where he's at, and hope Coach stays, and because I want to keep doing it as long as I can, and as long as we got good kids coming up, working with, good administration. So for me, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely so. Coach, I think we'll take a break real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about this week's game against Hartsville and how important that one is for the rest of the year.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Right. We'll be right back from Crawfish Warehouse on the Coach David Reeves Show in just a moment. Thanks for listening to WJLX. And we are back at Crawfish Warehouse. James Phillips, Brian Hale. Got Coach David Reeves here on the Coach David Reeves Show, and defensive coordinator Coach Dusty Good. And sorry there, I'm only the youngest guy at the table, but I think I got the worst eyesight. So that may have been the problem.
Well, excuse me, I heard y'all ordered some good food, so.
Yeah. Well, I've already placed my order, and if you guys still got plenty of time to come down to Crawfish Warehouse this evening, we'll be ending it here at 7, but all night they got football on the TVs, and man, the food is incredible. I just ordered some Cajun mahi and cannot wait to eat that.
Oh, yeah.
So, and
Sounds good.
Coach Good, if you hadn't tried it because you hadn't been here every week, he knows. Coach Reeves orders something every week. And
we were talking about it up there. Coach loves the crawfish, and You know, he's been there several times.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you, they got a pasta with crawfish and shrimp in it that is really, really good.
oh,
I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds great.
Well, Coach Reeves,
Yes.
now we shift from the number 3 team, as you said, to the
Right.
number 4 team.
Right.
And it doesn't get any easier, does it?
No, you know, another great staff. You know, another guy that Coach Newton, that I've known for a bunch of years, and you know, really talented players. I mean, they play really, really hard. You know, I'll talk defensively, let Coach talk offensively. You know, defensively, they're 3-3 stack. You know, play some man behind it, play some one high behind it. You know, but they're always moving. They're always flying to the ball. They play a really, really physical brand of football, you know. And it's really, you know, heck, it's fun to watch them play if we weren't having to play them, you know, because they really fly around to the ball and do things the right way, you know, and it's a tribute to Coach Newton and his staff and their players, because they do it the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah. Coach, what about as far as offense goes for Hartselle?
They are a very, very good team. They awful big up front. I got a quarterback. His name's Carter Lee. That's you can tell he plays winning ball. I don't really think he's that dynamic, but when the ball is in his hands, he can throw it or run it. Jaheim Pruitt's a running back. They have a number 11 and number 8. His last name is Falsini. And, man, he can run. A lot of speed there. But the thing about it is we got guys that can play too, and we got guys that can run. But Hartselle is they do a lot of shifts and motions, and like Coach talking about, they are very, very well coached, and they ain't going to beat themselves. And so we're going to have to line up and beat them ourselves. And so I look forward to it. I think the kids look forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to watching us play.
Well, Hartselle and Jasper hadn't always been the biggest rivalry, but it seems like over the last several years it has become more of a rivalry.
Yeah, you know, it's fun playing good teams like that. You know, we enjoyed it last year. We didn't play very well overall that game. We played really hard. We just didn't execute very well, and it wound up getting us by, I think, 13, something like that. But you know, to me and our coaching staff and our players, I mean, you know, we want to play the good ones. I mean, that's who we want to play, you know, and you know, football's really funny because for these games to matter, you got to handle business in all the other games, and so I'm really proud of our kids and our staff, you know, for getting to this point where this is a really big football game, and it's fun to play in, it's fun to coach in, it's fun for the fans to watch, you know, and those kind of things. And so we're really excited about it. We know it's a huge challenge, no doubt about it. It's a huge challenge, but you know, that's what makes it fun.
Well, and they're coming in undefeated as well.
Undefeated, yeah.
Undefeated in the region.
How about that?
And there's a lot to play for both of you teams. Like, you guys, you're looking to shore up a home playoff berth.
Right.
And still in the running could be region champion as well.
Well, it could be a three-way tie, you know. I'll tell you, we ain't even thinking about that. We hadn't talked about, you know, the playoffs or anything like that with our kids. I mean, you know, we're just focused on Hartselle.
Yeah.
You know, on this moment, you know, this game, this point in time, you know, and that's really the only way. That's really the only way to have any chance of success.
Yeah, definitely so. I know tomorrow night is going to be a pink out. Have they told you that yet?
Hey, I'm always the last
I know.
one.
Usually I'm the one telling you.
Thank you so much. You always take good care of me.
It's going to be a pink out tomorrow night for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I know that's always special for a lot of times players will put pink on, different things
It
like
is,
that.
and I knew the players were planning on. This is the game that the leadership council said we were going to do that. I didn't know that was going to be the
yeah, that's the theme for
the
everybody.
overall
So I
theme.
think all the fans are going to be wearing pink too.
Okay, well there you go.
And that's something that touches everybody, whether it's breast cancer. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but cancer touches everybody.
It really does. So I'm all in support of that, and I appreciate you telling me what the theme is
I try to keep you informed.
every week, so that's good. Well, Coach Wright, I hadn't heard how they did yet, but I know the cheerleaders.
Yeah, they were.
They had their big thing today. I didn't know. I hadn't heard back from her yet, and I know she always does a great job at setting up, the themes, and our kids do a great job at Jasper High School of getting involved and getting behind whatever it is. So I'm sure that if it's a pink out, I'm sure they're going to do a great job.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're going to have an update on the cheerleading competition after you guys step out. So Jonathan Timmons is going to come in and let us know. I think he's been in contact with them.
Okay, super. So because I want to know.
Right.
We usually go to those things, and today the 2 times they drew were just so that there was no way around it, and us still being able to practice. And so I talked to Coach Wright about it. I mean, our guys do a great job at supporting. Volleyball will be tomorrow. And we try to go to that whenever we can. But once again, we'll be on lockdown over there in the field house.
Yeah, you can't let the guys out on a game day.
No, trying to figure out a way to win a football game. So we're excited.
You don't want anybody to fall down the bleachers or anything.
Man, no.
How about this week is special for the radio station as well. It was a year ago, a couple days ago, that Brett Elmore passed away, and Muscle Shoals was the last game that he called last year, and called a heck of a game. I mean, it was a great game to go out on,
Yeah.
And last year I filled in for the Hartselle game, so I appreciate y'all putting up with me for a year
y'all
now.
are amazing. We're glad. We appreciate all y'all do.
But that game last year, it really did seem like, if I remember it correctly, it just seemed like the team was in a funk for some reason.
Well,
they just seemed kind of flat to start with.
Unfortunately, I remember it like a nightmare.
I bet you do, yeah.
And we they took the opening kick down, and I think their size kind of got us, kept us off balance a little bit, and then on the very next kickoff, we fumbled on our own 5-yard line. So we were down 14.
Right, I remember it was like you blink your eye. Yeah.
Sweat. Well, we got stopped on a 4th and 1 on their 40, but defensively we went out there and stoned them and had them in a 3rd and 8. And dadgummit, we slipped down, and then 2 guys ran into each other trying to make the tackle. And next thing you know, we're down 21-0.
Yeah.
And we scratched and clawed around and scratched and clawed around, and then had a snap on a punt that they picked up and ran in, for their 28th point. And then we got it back within 13 within 2-score game. And they took the kickoff back, had somebody fall down over there in the hole and took the kickoff back to our 17. And so we scored again to get it back to 13, but it wasn't our night, Kids played hard. I thought they played into it last year, but you got to execute in big games. You got to execute it. So, but I'm looking forward to watching them play tomorrow night.
I am too. I'm looking forward, and the Jasper crowd better show up tomorrow night.
Oh man, they've been great. I mean, they fought us on the road. They filled it up last Friday night. It was a lot of fun for our guys, having all that support there on the road, and so we're looking for a huge crowd tomorrow night to bring the same kind of energy. I know it means a lot to our kids. When you're coaching, you don't really hear it or see it. I've always got to ask after the game, ask our athletic director, hey, we had a pretty good crowd tonight.
Right, yeah.
But I know I hear our kids talking about it during the week. Man, that crowd was this, and they brought this energy. So show up and get loud up there in the stands, and our kids will love it.
Well, Coach, I know you're going to need that voice tomorrow night, so I got to let you be quiet.
How about that? Put it when Dusty is on call from here on in. I tell you, this thing has been fake. Go ahead, Coach Good.
Coach Good, what do you want to wrap us up with?
Oh, Lord, I look forward to tomorrow night. Hartselle's a good team, and I was telling Coach earlier, I said Hartselle has always been, they always look the same every year. And I played them back when I was in high school, and 1988, and they looked the same then as they do now.
Right.
But like I said earlier, they ain't gonna beat themselves, so we got to line up and find a way to get it done. And but like I said, I like our guys and I like our chances.
Well, Coach Good, we appreciate you coming in this week, and Coach Reeves, work on that voice so you can yell at everybody tomorrow night.
I know. Thank y'all so much for having us. Go Vikes.
Yes,
Go Vikes, so we'll be back in just a minute to wrap things up. Jonathan Timmons will join us, give us an update on the Jasper Viking cheerleaders. We'll be right back from Crawfish Warehouse on WJLX. And we're back at Crawfish Warehouse. James Phillips, Brian Hale, and now we're joined by Jonathan Timmons, who's got an update on the Jasper cheerleaders situation. How did they do at the that was a regional or state?
That was the state competition, I believe I'm saying this correctly. 18 teams there today at the first competition, I guess, the first performance. They did finish top 5 and got a bid to state. But the second performance of the night, which is like a second division, it's called 2.5, in quotes, traditional champions. They're bringing it home. Bringing home another championship.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about.
We had those girls on earlier this, I guess a couple months ago.
Yeah.
They were amazing to talk to and interview.
Yeah, they were a great interview. I wasn't there that day. You handled the interview. And the Big Mac Steppas,
The Big Mac Steppas, they taught me all that lingo.
Yeah.
But, congratulations to the Jasper cheerleaders. That's really awesome. Long way to go. I guess they've got a couple other state is the next hurdle to climb.
Right. Coach was coughing. I think he gave it to me already.
God, I hope not.
So I'm over here coughing. All right, how about tomorrow? We got 2 big games. Going to have a county game of the week on 88.5 FM. Brian and Zach McCullough will be on the call. And you guys are going to have a special pregame show as well with Life in the 64 out of Marin. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically, we're going to get everybody ready. Us and Adam Aaron are going to get everybody ready for that big Dora Curry game. Did that similarly a couple of weeks ago at the Curry Cordova game. Going to be doing the same thing, have some guests on, just get everybody revved up.
Well, I mean, if you can't get revved up for 2 county schools playing each other, I don't know. If you can't get fired up for that, your wood's wet.
Yeah, you might want to go on the slate.
That's going to be a good one. I'm really thinking about going up there, too. If I go up for
so?
the first half and then come back, I don't know.
Well, hey, whatever you
Come on up.
man.
I'd love to see that game.
We're going to be
I'm
partying.
really, as a Curry grad, I'm
Right.
quietly pulling. Well, I'm pulling for Curry, but I'm quietly pulling for the Bulldogs because I love to see what Coach Chavis has done and bring them boys, out of the dumps. They started off 0-6.
Oh yeah.
So they like he said, they got some momentum against the Jasper Vikings and have taken that and turned it into 2 wins.
Right.
So I'm just happy to see that for
as
that
a,
team.
As a Dora grad, I'm loudly cheering for the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
to win
I
that
know
game.
you are.
So,
I know you
yeah,
are.
I'm
I
sorry.
may
I'm a
pick-
homer.
Is that a pick 'em this year, or?
No, that's not
That's-
the pick.
Okay,
That's a great.
because we're covering it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing it.
Kurt Herbstreit over here.
Yeah, they
By the way, also going to have a special guest commentator the second half of the game, so stay tuned for that.
Oh, there you go.
You are?
We are.
Is this a surprise?
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, you only own the station. You don't know all the
I
surprises.
guess not. I guess.
I think I know who it is, though, but I'm not going
I
to
got
spoil
an
it
idea
if they keep it as
too.
a surprise.
I got an idea too.
But and then the Jasper game, we're going to have a special pregame as well, where Nick Norris and Patrick Hanna, our scoreboard guys, they're going to be there starting at 5 o'clock. It'll be on our Facebook page. Is it going to be on the dial too?
Yeah, we may be able to
That's
work
what
that out.
I
I
was
was
thinking we were
thinking
getting on the dial,
earlier.
too.
I wanted to try that Microsoft Teams out thing, but
Oh, yeah.
you know,
We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out tomorrow. Figure
That's
it out
how
on the fly.
we do. We fly by the seat of our pants sometimes.
We've been figuring it out, for the past 11 months. I'll bring that up.
Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier, 2 days ago was the year anniversary that we lost our good friend Brett Elmore. And I just want to thank you guys so much for helping me keep this going, because I couldn't have done it without you. I can't do it without you. So thanks so much for what y'all are doing and what y'all have been doing for local athletes
Well, we're
and
glad.
local athletics.
We like the pat on the back, and Brian and I both are amazing. Right?
Well, that'll do us
The
from
place-
tonight from Crawfish Warehouse, folks.
The place
We're
went
doing-
silent. I don't know. But no, and we do, and we miss Brett. Like I boo-hooed on my show yesterday at the end of it for multiple reasons, but one of them was Brett, and I just miss the guy. Like you and I both, we weren't friends before Brett passed away. Really.
No, we knew each other, but
got to know each other so much better, and he was our guy. Like if I had something going on and couldn't talk to anybody at 4 o'clock in the morning, I could call Brett Elmore. I don't know if he ever slept. That may be why he didn't live very long.
Yeah, not a great way to. But take care of yourselves, everybody. Take care of yourselves.
That's right.
So, but with like say, he's everything he did is so much appreciated, and all we can do is try and help carry on his legacy by carrying on this radio station and carrying on the sport for local athletics.
Oh yeah, he absolutely loved local athletics and loved the Jasper Vikings, and that's why I'm beyond humbled to be able to be the person calling play-by-play after Brett. Like it means a lot to me to be able to do that. I'm glad after I stepped in last year, you didn't fire me before this season. So.
Well, it's
I feel like I have been
not over
fired
yet.
though a couple times during the season already, but then you're like, well, we do need you on Friday night.
yeah. You need to get some glasses and some telescopes up there.
In all honesty, I do need new glasses.
Yeah, I thought so.
So we'll get there. Brian, anything else?
Game day in the 64, and also Viking game day as they're going on. I'm telling you what, the Viking game day was a lot of fun a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't had a chance, check it out.
Yep. And Roll Tide.
All right,
Roll
Tide.
Tide.
Yeah, we hate Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll Tide and go Vikes and go Dogs. Or Yellow Jackets, whatever. All right, we'll see you guys next week from the Crawfish Warehouse Coaches Show here on WJLX.